Welcome to episode 777 of Hard Factor.
What?
What
That's
did you
right.
say?
777. Everybody's got their scratch-offs?
Yeah. You got sevens on them? Yeah. My
Nice.
777 scratch off. I'm wearing
I've got my
jersey
Nevada
with the 7 on it.
scratch-offs right here. They don't
Jersey
sell
in the
scratch-offs
house,
this state.
baby.
Really? They don't?
No, they don't. I've told you guys before, but I did confirm it. I went to the store and tried to get them. But yeah, they don't sell them.
They're like, do you want a prostitute?
Right. Well, it's funny when you have casinos in every grocery store.
you don't need 'em,
you don't
yeah.
need scratch-offs at the
Fair enough.
gas
Certainly
station.
do not. He's like, just go to the casino.
Yeah, he was literally like, maybe Walmart. Why the fuck are you asking me for scratch-offs, dude? There's
Yeah.
a casino next door.
Did you say
He's like-
7 prostitutes?
Yeah.
It's not that many. Okay, hold on.
He's like, I've lost 2 families in this state to gambling. You can gamble wherever you want, pal. Yeah.
It's like the scratch-offs is the one thing we don't have. Yeah, it's episode 777 of Hard Factor. All the guys in not Nevada states have got their scratch-offs ready because it's a hot day, lots of luck. It is Wednesday, September 22nd, 2021. Thank you for cheating on the news with us. We got Mark, Pat, Wes, and I'm Will. Full house today for episode 777. We got a little Space Force talk going. Lots of international stories, like a shitload. A Petito update. And you guys want to do some scratchers now or later?
Yeah.
What do you
I want to do one now.
course.
I mean, we'll just do one. And
Yeah,
then-
one
just
now.
just the tip, you know.
So this might be
Just
the
one.
end of the show here.
Yeah, no. All my troubles are
strike
over.
big.
Wait, now, you guys want to do like any kind of pool here? Like a 40,
Nope.
20? Okay.
Nope.
Every
Fair
man
enough.
for himself.
Spent $70 on these.
Mine says in each
They got-
game, reveal a 7-symbol win prize shown. Reveal 2 7 symbols in the game. Win double the prize shown.
Oh, there's
Reveals
1
3.
7.
It's a triple. Okay, I need
need-
sevens.
I need at least 3 sevens.
Give me the sevens, baby.
The guy, when I was buying them, because they're $10 scratch offs, these 777s, I was like, I'd like 7 number 13s. He's like, 7? He's like, you said 3, right? And I was like, I said 7. He's like, they're $10.
Got a $30 winner here. Got a
You got a $30 winner?
What?
Yep. On a
Are you done
$10
scratching
scratcher.
it all the way?
Yep.
Yeah.
Bro, I got like 40
man.
chances to win over here. I got like as
Holy
yeah.
moly.
Mine's looking bad so far. I gotta be honest.
Okay, so
Well, Pat's already broke us even, though. On,
Yeah,
on,
on
Pat's
this 3 10s that you guys are
Yeah.
doing, you're even so far.
That's great, Pat.
Wait, we didn't agree to the pool.
No pool.
Well, no, I mean you're even as a group. I'm not saying
Yeah.
that you'll split the money. You're even.
Yeah.
I'm tracking this as like a percentages.
That's
Yeah.
yours, Pat.
I'm a communist except when it comes to my scratch-off winnings.
except for when
Except
it
for
comes
when it
to
comes
money.
to actual money.
Except for when it comes to actual communism. Funny, we're gonna have a this day in history where you.
It's
will
weird the
have
way it
to-
works, right?
Yeah.
Once you get it.
That's my money.
Ooh, once you get it, it's yours.
We're
yeah.
gonna need a comment from Comrade Beeve about something later. Actually.
Not a winner on the first one. Not a winner.
big winner on the first one.
Wow.
Wow.
Beeve strikes first. How you looking, Marv?
No. I'm looking no.
Okay, so the Texas Scratchers so far way colder than the New Jersey Scratchers.
Putting that in the winner pile.
Yeah.
Whoa. All right. Well, we got more chances later on, you know.
Yeah, I better save this just in
Wow.
case.
All right. I mean, this is a bad look for Texas off the bat. New Jersey going 1-0. Texas going 0-2.
Jersey's a lottery state. I mean, it is a dirty, grimy. Like every third dude you run into on the street is asking you where they can get lotto. Like, hey man, you know where I can get lotto? Is there a lotto place around here?
At
Place
any
that sells
gas
tickets?
station?
But
I'm
right, you'd
assuming.
think they know that, but they
Yeah.
it's like it's cold.
We're also in a really cold part of town. I don't know if you heard the last half a pack of Wes, and just in general, Wes and I have had some woes in the neighborhood.
Not great. I didn't even go
scratch-offs.
back to the last. I refused to buy lotto tickets at that place
You
anymore.
guys got to write a letter to the Texas Gaming Commission. I mean, this is
Yeah.
it's getting to be like a
They say
conspiracy.
things. They say things on the back like odds of winning are 1 in 3.23, and then you scratch like 8 losers in a row. And you're like, I don't know about that.
They don't expect anybody to buy 7 of these.
Yeah, they don't.
Oh man, I felt like such
Call
a
their
dick.
bluff.
There was a lady counting quarters to buy scratch offs. I walked in and bought $60 worth of them in front of her. Straight from the ATM that spits out $10 bills, that kind of place.
It's like
wow.
a ticket. It spits out a
Nice.
ticket per. Yeah.
Really,
All right.
you were really flexing on everybody.
I didn't mean to.
Bodega.
I would have
win,
waited.
Pat.
The
We were
app
on a
confirms I'm not a winner.
tight
Oh, wow.
timeline here.
You can scan it, huh?
You can scan it.
Oh,
Wes has a
boy.
proprietary app.
Wait, Pat, are you scratching another? Just
No.
'cause you, just 'cause- yeah,
Don't
you
you
are.
do it? Yes,
'Cause
you
had-
are.
yeah, you
Come
are.
on, Pat.
All right.
Letting the
You
money
already
ride.
All right.
Okay.
Well, Pat's still scratching. You guys gonna scratch another?
No.
I mean, I want to now.
No.
I'll hold back.
Dadgummit.
Can we do the show?
Yeah,
we do the show.
Let's do the news.
That was electric.
Cup of coffee in the big time is up first.
Yeah, cup of coffee in the big time.
Holidays, history, and trending news. But first, a fun fact about the human body again. While humans are not the biggest, fastest, or strongest animals around, we are the best at something. Long distance running. And pretty much only that. Our long legs, upright posture, and ability to shed heat via sweat are all factors that make humans good runners. In fact, early humans used to hunt prey by chasing it for long periods of time until the animals literally just died from exhaustion. A technique.
We
known as
wanted it.
persistence hunting.
We wanted it batter. It's
It
just
was
about
called persistence hunting.
Persistence hunting.
Wow.
it's about the team that shows up and gives the most on the field.
Yep.
Who-
Well,
whoever-
actually, we have one other thing: the brains. That's pretty big too.
And thumbs, yeah.
Yeah, thumbs. Well, the other primates have that too, but the
Yeah.
brains.
Isn't
and
the opposable
endurance.
thumb is something that we have?
I think like chimps have that. You know?
over most.
Oh, yeah, over most animals. But brains and endurance, that's like nobody's got us on that.
That's not bad.
Yeah.
Plus, we're one of the few animals that fucks for fun.
Right. Yeah, true. Bonobos and dolphins also have us on that. So
Yeah. Well, I mean, still, it's the right team to
Pigs,
be
maybe?
on. You know?
Yeah, it is the right team to be on.
Just because we fuck for fun doesn't mean that you get to fuck for fun though. That's the problem with being human. You know what I mean? It's like you got to get out there, take your shot. A lot of times, it's not the right person, doesn't work out.
Again, you could just go to a brothel.
a lot of
if you're in the right
datings, a lot of
place.
dinners.
You'll figure it out.
Yeah. Or go to a brothel.
Yeah.
As we've discussed.
The one
now
state.
3 times in this episode.
Well, where are your scratch offs, Will?
Non-existent. September 22nd holidays. It's the autumnal equinox, as promised. It is the start of fall, official start of autumn.
That's awesome. Did we miss fucking Earth, Wind, and Fire the 21st of September again this year? Every year.
Oh, he did, yeah. Yeah, well, it was the 21st of September yesterday. It's Chainmail Day today, September 22nd. It's also American Business Women's Day, Remote Employee Appreciation Day, and World Rhino Day.
Pat, you got to stop scratching, brother.
What?
You got to stop
Pat's
scratching.
only been doing scratch-offs.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Since
It's
the show
it's
started.
distracting me.
I'm feeling real good about this one here.
Stop it. I'm going to start, and it's going to ruin the show.
Republican in name only.
Rhinos? No, there's an H in there in this one. World Rhino. It's the animal. Today in history, September 22nd, 1692, the last 8 people were hanged as part of the Salem witch trials. So that was
That's
what was
it. We got all of them.
going on in early America.
More witches.
Yeah. Fast forward 200 years, things got a lot better. In 1862, September 22nd, Abraham Lincoln announced that he would issue the Emancipation Proclamation on January 1st, 1863. So a lot better than the Salem witch trials.
Still not all the way there.
Still a lot of progress though in those 200 years. You got to give it up. From Salem witch trials to Emancipation Proclamation, that's a big jump. That's good.
That's good.
That's a good direction.
Have you guys
Want to keep it trending that way.
Yes.
I watched something on TikTok the other day about Abe Lincoln, and they were saying he might have, in fact, been the first non-white president. He was part Melungeon. You guys hear about this?
Oh, well,
Where
a lot
it's
of
like an
people-
Appalachian tribe.
A lot of people have, especially early Americans, I'd imagine, have non-white in their
Yeah,
He was Melungeon?
Melungeon.
Melungeon.
Yep.
What is that, tall mountain folk?
Yeah, it's like beautiful eyes, like darker skin. Yeah, look it up. Melungeon.
Nice. Pat's just still doing scratchers. I got a question for you.
Another
coming up
loser.
soon, though. In 1888, the first issue of National Geographic dropped. And then in 1980, here's where I got to get your way in, Beef. The Iran-Iraq War began in 1980, September 22nd, and lasted for 10 years after that. And the Polish Solidarity Labor Union and political party formed. And what's interesting about that, it's the first inside the Soviet bloc. So they had to unionize to protect themselves from their comrades. Care to comment, Comrade Beef?
Here's the thing. I'm pro-union. You know that. Except when I have to deal with them.
But
Like,
what if they're unionizing against the comrades, against the the.
Are you
communist
saying, Will, that
government.
there's a difference between socialism and communism?
I'm asking Comrade Beeve to comment on a labor union against a communist regime.
Yeah, I mean, look, we all know that communism is beautiful in theory, but honestly, it's an authoritative form of government that allows the people at the top, where I would be if I was running a communist nation, to just really kind of bathe in the riches. And the socialist folk, those are the folk that are really looking out for their fellow brethren. They get the short end of the stick in the Soviet bloc situation.
So the Polish would have had to unite against you to form this labor, which they
Well,
did.
I
It
wouldn't.
still
I wouldn't
exists
let it
today.
get there. Wouldn't
So
let
are
it
you
get
kind
that
of
far.
saying?
Still
Are you kind of
exists today.
saying like communism is like full on albino, and like socialism's like redheaded freckles that get lumped in with the albinos?
Yeah, SPF 200.
Yeah.
Like a Canelo. Interesting.
Yeah.
1994, September 22nd, the first episode of Friends dropped. And then big entertainment day, 1999, first episode of West Wing dropped, September 22nd.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
I'm not a West Wing guy either.
Me neither.
Beef.
I was,
I
a Friends guy though.
think it was very, like, not realistic. But
I mean, don't get me wrong.
yeah, Friends. I'd take Friends over West Wing. I'm not into either show, but
We
I'd take
probably
Friends
should
over
be
West
into
Wing.
West Wing, but oh well.
Nah, West Wing sucked. I mean,
I
it was so unrealistic. I know everybody's like, I know there's a lot of
Veep.
West Wing fans, but
Veep's awesome.
Veep's way better than West Wing.
Yeah.
for
what did
sure.
you guys
If you're
think
talking
of?
political shows.
What did you guys think of Newsroom?
I remember that one, but is that like Murphy Brown? What is
No.
Newsroom?
Newsroom was with
The
Jeff
movie?
Bridges and
Wait, right.
Allison Pill.
The movie.
No. It's not Jeff Bridges. It's Jeff Daniels, right?
Jeff Daniels. I mean Daniels. Yeah.
Jeff Daniels. Nah, I tried to watch that. Also didn't like it. I
What
put
did you-
that there with West Wing.
What do you think about The Social Network?
The
other-
movie.
well, we're
Movie.
not going back to that. We can't go back there.
Good. It's good.
Same writer. That's what I'm getting at. Aaron Sorkin, great writer.
Oh, I thought you were talking about.
Isn't
the
Newsroom a
Netflix
movie
thing.
too, or was it a TV show?
I don't know.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
No, it was a TV show.
Okay.
Yeah, wasn't into any of those besides Veep. Trending news.
He didn't write that.
Yeah, sorry. Don't like his shows then. Trending news. Honorable mentions. The border is trending again, with Kamala Harris saying on Tuesday that humans should never be treated that way regarding the rounding up of Haitians with cowboys at the border, or Border Patrol agents who are on horse. To that, I would suggest, like we did yesterday, maybe send some food and water, since it's literally the federal government who's quote-unquote whipping people for illegally crossing the border to get food and water, and we could just send them food and water, so since they're on U.S. soil. Anyways, Greg Abbott is obviously blaming the whole thing on the Biden admin because it is a federal issue. Border Patrol is federal. The border has trended for nearly a week solid now, so that's fun. Also, House Democrats want Israeli Iron Dome funding out of the budget if we want to raise the debt ceiling, which we have to. So that's another headache sort of for the administration.
What'd you say? Iron what?
Iron Dome missile defense system in Israel.
What?
No? It defends them from rockets, the ones like
Right.
earlier this year.
Because
That
they
was
get them
stunning.
shot at them a lot. Yeah.
It just
From
sounds a little
Hamas.
antiquated. Iron. I mean, go steel, right? Or like platinum, something cool. Iron
sure.
sounds so old; it rusts.
But
man.
remember, 33% of the world is iron. So it's pretty powerful.
It's true.
It's true. But so 70% of the world is water. That'd be a pretty
14%
terrible-
is silicon. Could they get some
60%
huge
is covered in
titties to
water.
defend the missiles? Like some
That's a
silicone?
good point. The silicone dome. Speaking of domes, the Superdome also caught on fire. J.J. Redick retired, and Ben Simmons is forcing his way out of Philly. So
Did anyone else see that delightful meme with the Superdome photo from far away, and it had a black plume of smoke coming out of it, and it said the Saints settled their QB situation, as like when the Pope,
right.
Oh, right.
yeah, that was pretty funny.
I liked ours better earlier this week, the one that intern Cam tweeted where it said when the White House roof was, or it looked like the White House roof was on fire, but it wasn't. It was actually a building behind it. And he said that means they've chosen a new TikTok star.
Yeah, that one's better.
Yeah, definitely.
Both good.
I mean, you're a hater of our own social media. It
I
sounds
know
like that.
hating is different than appreciating differently.
Than appreciating the random meme about a random sports team you don't
Sometimes
care
you
for.
see some stuff and you're like,
Yeah.
yeah, that's good.
That's good.
Mark is as a guy with Philly roots. Any thoughts on the Ben Simmons thing? Not showing up to camp, forcing his way off the team.
I don't think that they were correct when they said trust the process, is what I'd say, because he was a large part of the process.
Huge.
Yeah.
the point guard of the process.
Yeah, he was like 50% of the process. So I guess they lied.
Yeah, it's tough.
Yeah.
Number 3, Havana syndrome. Back again, fellas. Unfortunately, Secretary of State Blinken met with a cohort of State Department staffers affected by Havana syndrome, where they got it in Cuba and China. He met with them back on September 10th, and the details of the call are now emerging. The staffers are mad because the Biden administration has refused so far to call these instances attacks. They opt to use the less offensive to China unexplained health incidents, or UHIs. So the previous administration had called them attacks. But
Well, you think it's about China? What does that have to do? We don't know.
because
who's
they
doing
got
this.
it
Yeah,
in
it's
China,
China,
and
and
Cuba.
China, Cuba, and
definitely about
one-
China.
and I
We
think
don't know
Russia.
for sure.
Oh, for
Probably.
Pretty much all of our enemies we've got.
Pat, they
caught.
got it in China and Cuba. That's why they've walked
Yeah.
back the terminology. Since 2017, at least 200 U.S. diplomats, spies, and other government employees have come forward to report potential symptoms of what are most likely directed energy attacks, possibly using microwave technology, that cause Havana syndrome, as we've covered on the show. And then, apparently, it doesn't matter which admin it is, because the government has been skeptical about their symptoms and then skeptical to help get them benefits for after they report their illness. So that's
Yeah.
been going on the
They're-
entire time.
They're treating it like a waiter who hears one of their guests has a gluten intolerance. That's how they're treating it.
Yeah, they're treating it like shit because
Yeah.
they suck at their jobs. But don't worry, guys. The FBI is on the case. And back in 2018, they said there's no evidence that this necessarily exists at all. So unlucky for the Havana syndrome victims, including an aide to the chief of the CIA very recently, the morons who let Larry Nassar molest minors for several extra years say there's potentially no issues and Havana syndrome may not exist.
They're like, wait a minute.
So
You talking about this? They're like making popcorn. They're like, you think this can fry someone's brain in a microwave? Come on, case
the
closed.
FBI is on the worst cold streak, the biggest losing streak of all time.
I think it all started when they put too many resources on finding the slipper.
Yeah, the ruby slipper. You're
Yeah.
right. You broke it, Mark. That
Yeah.
back in the day. Ever
Did
since
they get
then,
it back?
They did, but it took like months.
half the department.
3 different teams in like 3 different states. It was like 150 resources for 3 months looking for one fucking slipper from a movie set.
I don't
Hey.
even think they cracked the case either. I think it was like some guy.
No, they
took
always
credit.
get help.
Yeah, they just
they
took
always
credit.
get help and
Yeah,
take
yeah,
credit.
Yeah.
Fucking useless.
Man, look,
Completely useless.
those men and women at the Federal Bureau of Investigation
sign.
are under a lot of pressure. But
To do what? Get help from other people and not crack cases?
no, to return our FOIA requests on ourselves, which I propose that we do on Thursday.
Well,
Can we
sure,
FOIA
but
ourselves? Yeah.
That's a pencil pusher. I'm talking about like, whatever. And speaking of international politics, on Tuesday, President Biden spoke to the UN General Assembly as it kicked off, and he said he's done with Afghanistan and wants to focus on COVID and climate change, and that he doesn't want a Cold War with China. He's still dodging questions about international hot buttons like the Afghanistan withdrawal and the southern border. There's a viral video of his staff literally shouting down reporters when Boris Johnson was taking questions and they didn't want him to. But at this point, he's made it pretty clear that unscripted questions are off the table for him. So I don't know why people keep expecting it. Yeah, and that's international. Havana syndrome and whatnot. UN. Number 2, the Space Force. They dropped new prototypes for Guardian Service dress on Tuesday, and they're definitely still just ripping off a ton of space movie franchises with their designs. So, of course, you guys remember the logo, which is basically identical to Star Trek. There's Space Force on the left, Star Trek on the right.
That is straight up Star Trek.
I mean, it's the Starfleet Command. It's the same logo. So they ripped the logo off of Star Trek, and then the new uniform. Here it is. It's basically, so you see, it's like got the side. It's got like the flap that goes over the front of the chest, and then the buttons are on
Was
the
it
one
Stargate?
side.
That's Starship Troopers.
Starship
Oh,
Troopers?
oh,
I'm
it's
100% positive about
yeah,
Starship
Pat.
Troopers.
It's not Starship Troopers actually,
Is it
but it
Stargate?
is several other space
sure?
movie franchises. Yes,
Looks like a Casper Van Dien there in the background, bro.
Oh, it was a
It's-
handsome guy. Yeah.
Pat,
That's
the
Casper Van
Starship
Dien.
Troopers actually were gray, and the buttons were in the middle of the jacket.
man.
This one is exactly like a blue version of the Starfleet uniforms from Star Trek II, The Wrath of Khan.
Okay.
1982.
Yep. Those are
They had the
famous.
exact same cut on the jacket. If you just turn that all blue, essentially the same thing. They also look even more similar to the uniforms from Battlestar Galactica, a TV series that ran from 2004 to 2009, was famously loved by Office character Dwight Schrute. So those are like even the same color. Basically,
Yeah, can you flash the other one up?
Starship Troopers was a little Nazi-ish.
Yeah.
Oh, yep. And then the last one that they kind of look like, Wes, here, is the Galactic Empire. Speaking of a little bit menacing.
From Star Wars.
There you go.
Yeah.
So that's really
very
close.
Collars.
Yeah.
Yeah, the collars are the same.
If you turn Galactic Empire navy blue, you basically got the Space Force Guardian service dress going on. So
I'm gonna look up Starship Troopers.
I'm pulling one
pretty
up right
impressive
now.
to plagiarize all those.
Look
in
at their
one
dress
uniform.
blues. I'm looking for the dress blues scene in Starship Troopers where they're like, they're wearing their
I got one.
Their formals.
That's a little Nazi-ish right there.
Yeah,
Oh,
but
yeah.
see those jackets
Yeah.
got a different cut entirely. It's like they have the two lapels.
Yeah, you're right.
It's not the same style at all. So it is though, like Wrath of Khan, Battlestar Galactica, and also the Galactic Empire.
You think someone just had a job to like watch a bunch of sci-fi stuff and come up with the logos and the uniforms? Like,
Clearly, the designers
Yeah.
into
mean,
all of these things.
It's a fake branch of the military, so like you might as well have all the fun that you want to, having to never actually fight any bad guys.
Right. And of course, that was a lot of the comments was anytime Space Force trends, people are just like, can we get rid of Space Force? And that was like half the
no
comments.
way. Speaking of cool jobs, like having to watch all the sci-fi stuff to come up with the logos and uniforms, there's a job, I forget who it's offered by, maybe like AMC Films, that I'm about to apply for, but I'll probably fail because I'm too fat and my heart might explode. And it's to watch 13 of the scariest horror movies of all time, like The Exorcist, Halloween, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and they have to monitor your heart, and they pay you $13,000 to watch 13 films.
Tell you what, Dollars to Donuts TCM is going to be dominating that heart rate situation.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna certainly, if I get the job.
Yeah, if you get in, you should pop
I'm
pop
gonna
some meth right before.
I'm gonna juice it for Texas Chainsaw Massacre
Yeah.
if I get the job.
Be a little Adderall delivery at your house.
Maybe a Xanax for every other film,
Right.
And Adderall for a
Game
Mark
system.
died, but we got this great write-up in Gizmodo.
just
Game
take care of my
system.
wife. With the franchise.
Look at that. That's
Stop
pretty close.
it, dude. It's
Yeah, well, I mean that. Yeah, you're talking about Battlestar. What is that movie? Starship
That's-
Troopers and the Nazis.
Starship Troopers and the Nazis, yeah.
Yeah, those look
Yeah.
really close.
A
Starship
little bit-
Troopers
little
and the
close.
Nazis. Yeah.
Very
at
close.
least the new
Can't
Space
get it
Force
past
uniforms
me.
don't look like the Nazis. You're right, Wes.
I've got a symbol later that I need Wes's eyes on my segment.
Yeah.
our
All right.
symbologist.
Yeah.
Number one, the cream of the crop today.
The cream of the crop!
Canelo Alvarez, the Mexican boxer whose name means cinnamon because he's a ginger, had quite the presser with Caleb Plant, and it started off immediately with this standoff. It was a push.
Oh, he pieced him up. Oh, Canelo connected. Canelo connected.
So this guy Caleb Plant calls Canelo a motherfucker, and immediately Canelo pushes him. He said afterwards that he assumed the guy was literally saying he fucks his mother and not a weird
Sure, Canelo.
explanation. Canelo was jazzed up,
Yeah.
pushes him right away. This guy Caleb Plant comes
My
back.
mother, no one fucks her, you know?
That's
Yeah.
a real
Well, you-
Sammy Sosa excuse,
Yeah.
is what that is.
Yeah.
That's like a
Well,
David
you ate-
Ortiz, Big
Yeah.
Poppy.
He's like it's language. But so then this
Grade
Caleb
school
Plant
fighting
guy,
words.
This Caleb Plant guy comes back, swings at Canelo.
Misses.
Yeah, misses. And here's the slow-mo, guys, to see what Canelo did to him in the exchange.
Exactly what he's going to do all night.
Here it
All
is.
night. Missed him and then pieced
Oh,
him.
left hook
He
straight.
cut him, right? He fucked his
I
eye.
got that picture coming up, Mark.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Canelo actually pieced him up there in like the tiny 2-second exchange. The conference continued, and Plant accused Canelo of being a cheater for failing at a steroid test in the past. And also because he's probably pissed off that he got beat up before the fight even started. And Canelo's -900. Sorry, Caleb.
Was that before that exchange?
He was -600, and he moved to
Yeah, there you go.
-900.
I'll
That
tell you what's
exchange. So it was very telling.
what's happening here?
Canelo already won for sure. It's over.
I've never heard of this guy Plant, right?
Right.
So, right. Has anyone else? I mean,
No,
I think
no.
what happened is he's going into a fight that at a level he's obviously never been at, and he thinks this is how it's done. He thinks that we really hype it up for the pre-fight weigh-in situation press conference, and he took it a little bit too far.
Well, Canelo's trying to sell tickets and probably just doesn't give a shit about this guy. Look what he did to his face.
Canelo pushed him first.
As Mark said, look at that. His face is done.
Damn, he's like,
yeah, but he
when's
called
the
him a
fight?
mother. He said,
When's the
I
fight?
fuck your mother.
Yeah, he's like,
I
I don't even know, Mark. I honestly,
that cut's got to
cares?
heal up before the fight. Yeah, I know, but I'm just saying, like, he's going to
cares?
come in with a cut. Yeah, Canelo's like, look, I know he's trying to make a name for himself, but not at my mother's expense.
Right. Exactly. He was kind of his excuse, actually.
Yeah.
And then Caleb Plant's like, obviously, I'm just saying motherfucker in general. I'm not
Right.
saying anything about
Well,
Canelo.
Canelo's-
My dad could beat up your dad.
Canelo said it back 3 times. He goes, "You're the motherfucker," as he was like piecing him up.
Right. That's it. You can tell someone was really offended by your words when they're saying it back to you as
Repeating
they're
it.
beating you.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
Canelo
it's a good sign.
started becoming a little bit more vulgar as he's been piecing everyone up. And his last press conference after he won his big fight, some other boxer came in to talk shit because he wanted to get the next match, and he's like, "Fuck you, you motherfucker!" Like the whole time the press conference just evolved to Canelo calling him he just said the F-bomb like 50 times in a row.
Yeah,
at this
when they don't have a full grasp on the language, they overuse it.
Yeah, it's true.
That's Canelo for you.
He's
And that's
gonna
today's
win.
cup of coffee in the big time. He certainly will. Which was brought to you by ExpressVPN. Let me tell you something. Incognito mode does not hide your activity. It doesn't matter what mode you use or how many times you clear your browser history. Your internet service provider, whoever you buy your internet from, can still see every single website you've ever visited and all of the things in the URL. That's why even when I'm at home, I never go online without using ExpressVPN. You've probably searched for something you don't want people to know about. I know I've done it at least 3 times today. And it doesn't matter who your ISP, internet service provider, is. ISPs in the U.S. can legally sell your information to ad companies. ExpressVPN, and then who else? Who knows who else? ExpressVPN is an app that reroutes your internet connection through their secure servers so your ISP can't see the sites that you visit. ExpressVPN also keeps all of your information secure by encrypting 100% of your data with the most powerful encryption available. Most of the time, I don't even realize I have ExpressVPN on. It runs that seamlessly in the background, and it's so easy to use. All you have to do is tap one button, and you are protected. ExpressVPN is available on all your devices, phones, computers, and even your smart TV, so there's no excuse to not be using it. And it comes in super handy in all kinds of situations where internet features may be geo-locked, and your location might be the problem. You got to get around that. Protect your online activity today with the VPN rated #1 by CNET. Visit our exclusive link, expressvpn.com/hardfactor, and you can get an extra 3 months free on a 1-year package. That's a quarter of the year. That's expressvpn.com/hardfactor, expressvpn.com/hardfactor to learn more.
I'll tell you what, if I wasn't using ExpressVPN, I would easily be on a Jamie Lee Curtis stalker list right now.
Yeah,
Like,
you wouldn't be allowed to go
No.
within thousands of feet of her.
I would.
Did you get another winner there, Pat?
It's safe to say that I did.
How much?
What'd you get?
Another 15. So we're at 45 over here, just 15 away from breaking even.
Hell yeah.
Nice.
Okay. It makes me want to scratch one. I'm not going to.
You gotta stop
Yeah.
scratching them. I don't
Felt-
think you understand how Wes and my brains work when we see you scratching and we don't want to do the show.
So it's
me
really
until
fun
now to
doing
get
your
over
story while you're watching Pat scratch
Yeah.
off his
Please
scratch.
stop
That's
scratching.
that's my favorite part of this show.
Ooh, yeah.
Okay. All right, let's
Warm
move
bath.
on. Let's move on. Let's get into it. We have some updates in the Gaby Petito case. Hopefully, by the time this airs, they have caught this piece of shit. But some major developments and discussions are happening with this case in the news and on social media. So let's dive in. First, the FBI field office in Denver put out this tweet that said, quote, Teton County Coroner Dr. Brent Blue confirmed the remains are those of Gabrielle Venora Petito, date of birth March 19th, 1999. So what we already knew is confirmed that it was Gaby. Yes, RIP to Gaby. Furthermore, it said, quote, Coroner Blue's initial determination for the manner of death is homicide.
Okay,
The cause
there you go.
The cause of death remains pending final autopsy
You don't
results.
say. The body that was dragged under some shrubs near a van was homicide?
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah. So we
Wasn't
don't know.
a poison berry. It was the caved-in skull.
Yeah, that's what we're kind of waiting to find out how he did it, basically.
I mean, so obvious. How did they not get this dude earlier?
I don't know.
So crazy.
Yeah, so the nationwide manhunt is
FBI.
underway to bring him to justice. So let's get to that. On Monday, the FBI and Sheriff's Office said they were calling off the search in the Carlton Nature Preserve. By the way, here's a better idea of what this fucking preserve looks like. It's crazy. It's very vast. It's a swamp. Yeah, lots of stuff. But they are this is where the Mustang was left abandoned with a note asking that it be removed. Of course, the family said they left it there hoping he would return, or perhaps to throw off the police off the scent and send them on a wild goose chase to the preserve. No new information has really come out of the FBI investigation of the Laundries, who are likely not talking except through the lawyer, and it is very unlikely they will face any charges. We've talked about that, for helping because they were not part of the crime itself, according to a former
No
FBI.
way.
Yeah, according to
Even
a
though
former,
he clearly had left their house way before they said he did.
Yeah, this is according to a former FBI agent who spoke to the news. They said it's very hard to charge parents in cases like this where they're helping their kids.
We have absolutely no power whatsoever, and we kind of don't get things done. And
Yeah.
Didn't we already go over the FBI? I don't care what the former FBI guy said. If they lied to the FBI and law enforcement, I'm sure they can be charged with something.
Yeah.
Hey, did you guys hear about the Justice for J6 rally?
They're going to get
be big.
They're going to get a trial by society anyway, no matter what happens.
That's right.
But yesterday,
Don't physically hurt them, but make them feel uncomfortable.
that's right. Yeah.
Fuck them, right?
Yeah, they're going to get TP'd a lot. But yesterday, a seemingly big break came when a man posted this on Twitter, which was a picture of a deer cam. And it's from Sam Bass, and it says, "I'm not saying this is the guy, but whoever was on my trail camera this morning in Baker, Florida, strongly fits the description of Brian Laundrie, Landry, however the fuck you say this piece of shit's last name. Authorities have been contacted, but people in Northwest Florida area be on the lookout." And then, now Baker is 500 miles from Northport. So here's the map. It's all the way up there and kind of like where the Panhandle is. So 500 miles away. You know, that's quite a trek, whether he was hitchhiking or just hiking through the woods. If it's him, who knows?
But why do we think it's him? Because he's a white guy that's bald?
The backpack. I think.
Yeah, the backpacks.
The backpack.
So the internet sleuths were out, and they noticed that the backpack, if you see there's a picture of this backpack from inside the van that was posted on social media, and it kind of matches the same. It's got the dark bottom on it. It's got like the light color.
It could be the same
backpack.
Hard to tell.
Well, hold on. You put a trail cam
general
out
appearance. Yeah.
You put a trail cam out there to catch wildlife. I doubt that you catch that many like wandering white dudes on your trail cam. I assume that's probably why he was like, "Oh, that could be him. Let's check the backpack."
Yeah,
Right.
but that guy looks about 30 to 50 pounds heavier and has like a full head of hair compared to.
Oh, you think that it's not the same dude at all? Yeah,
no,
I mean,
the build isn't even close. Dude, Brian Laundrie's a skinny little fucker, and he's completely bald, and that guy had some thickness to him and had some hair. So I don't think it's him now.
This guy hasn't come out and
I don't
said,
think he
"Hey,
got fatter during this whole ordeal.
that
He probably
backpack
got-
thing. That
he probably
backpack
got
thing had me
skinnier.
going though with the people with the backpack.
I don't know, man.
I
think
saw a lot
me
of
too.
I
circled
think he got
images of the
skinnier
backpack.
during this ordeal,
yeah.
if anything. If he's out on the run and he's stressed about
Well,
killing
I hope
someone.
it's him. I hope it's the guy. 'Cause, I mean,
Maybe he gained 30 pounds and his hair grew back.
He
Yeah.
does look nervous though in that trail cam shot. Does he not? Does he look a little nervous? It looks a little lost.
Okay.
Just
And
saying.
listen, the guy, whoever it is on this trail cam, if it's not Brian, hasn't come out yet and said, "Hey, that was me."
He's probably also a criminal.
Yeah, that guy hasn't reached society yet.
I don't
he didn't
know.
check his email.
I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. So, speculation was that
He hasn't read up his minutes yet. Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
speculation was, and we've speculated on the show, that maybe he just bolted as soon as he came home or never even made it home. But then I found this eyewitness account of his activity from his neighbor recounting the Landry's activity in the days following Brian's return on September 1st. And this is kind of fucked up.
Bill and Charlene Guthrie say they watched the scene unfold before their eyes. But what they found most striking was how they say Brian behaved after coming home from his trip without Gabby on September 1st, acting as if nothing had happened.
It's very strange. Since he'd been back since the first, they acted like it was a normal day. They, mother and son took a bike ride together around the neighborhood. He helped his father do some repairs in the garage. It,
And cut the grass.
yeah, he mowed the grass one day, just like nothing was wrong.
News 12.
So that's kind of fucked up.
That's psycho, man. How are these parents not going to get charged after some shit like that?
That's cold as fuck, man. Like, if literally I get in a fight with any of the three of you guys, I'm taking like 48 hours of shame.
Yeah.
Like,
This
guy
girl lived with
this
them.
guy murdered someone.
Yeah.
and he's mowing the lawn and riding
Didn't
a
she
bike.
live in the house?
She
He's on a
lived with the
tandem-
house.
Yeah.
He's on a
Lived in
tandem
the
bike with
house.
his mother.
A
Yes.
tandem bike ride.
Yes.
in
Very
the
fucked up.
sun.
The whole family's fucked up. So
They bought a new animal, a new puppy.
Well, look,
Yeah.
I will say this. If he is a sociopath, right, or a psychopath, right, if he feels no empathy, of course, it's not a big deal to be doing whatever you need to be doing. Right?
True.
Well,
But
the
then also
parent-
you-
the parents too, though they were
Right.
like they weren't like, where's Gabby? You know,
The
it's fucked up.
Laundries are all
Three
sociopaths.
Yeah,
all of them.
they're crazy. So now police dispatched drones and searched the area in Baker, but nothing was found, or at least they are saying that maybe, not to spook this piece of shit. Internet sleuths like Rose, we talked about the backpack. Also, Ron DeSantis has officially, had enough of Brian Laundrie and released this tweet. At the request of Northport Police, my Florida Wildlife Commission, law enforcement, my FWC, I don't know what that means, has been assisting in search for Brian Laundrie. I have directed all state agencies under my purview to continue to assist federal and local law enforcement as they continue to search. We need justice for Gaby Petito. So all the state troopers are now on the case. They're helping. They got everyone on the fucking
Oh,
case.
that means Grady Judd's on the case, right? Polk County. They better,
everyone.
they better not let Grady get up there.
Better not be in
Northport.
Polk County.
No.
He knows better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He knows better. You drive
That's
around.
red on his map. There's a big red X over Polk County.
Drive
Yeah.
around Polk County. Put it in the ways.
Yeah. If he's in Baker, he's past Polk County. Lucky for him. But let's be honest. Everyone in Florida, anyone who watches the news is on the lookout for this guy. Chances are he's going to be held up in the woods by some good old boys and chained to a fence at gunpoint, or maybe something like this will happen to him. Hopefully, a little deliverance action.
I mean, if he's still
Squeal
alive,
like a pig.
right?
Yeah,
If
squeal
he's
like a
still
pig,
alive, and
Brian.
he's actually in the woods, though. Like at this point, it would be better for him to turn himself in. Otherwise, like you say, he's going to get some vigilante justice done to
Yeah.
him.
This
He
is tough for any skinny white hiker between 5'6"
Yeah, a guy that
and
looks
6'3"
like
that's
Laundrie.
bald. Any bald skinny hikers probably might want to take a few plays off.
Yeah, you don't go in the woods right now in
No,
the
you're
south.
gonna get
if you're-
shot. Yeah.
That's right. Yeah, you're going to get detained. Also, yesterday came out that Park Ranger Melissa Halls, who is the Visitor and Resource Protection Officer at the Arches National Park and who responded to that domestic dispute call, told Gabby to basically get the fuck out of this relationship. She told the news, quote, "I was probably more candid with her than I should have been. I was imploring with her to reevaluate the relationship, asking her if she was happy in the relationship with him, and basically saying this was an opportunity for her to find another path, to make a change in her life."
So she got her killed because she probably then broke up with him and he killed her.
It's very possible, Mark. That's a dark thought, but it's very
She
possible.
got him. She got her killed is what I take from
Oh
that.
my
Yeah,
goodness.
it's
that's a harsh way to.
Well,
to
she overstepped her
characterize
fucking
that.
boundaries, if you ask me. And
That's
then all
a
of a
harsh
sudden,
way to characterize
hey,
that.
she's
That was
she's trying to
good
sound like
advice.
a hero. I would say let's flip the script. You're not.
You could certainly flip the script. Well,
I mean, if you don't think that he's a murderer, that's good advice to get out of the relationship.
Well, she
Yeah.
probably said, like, how old is this guy? Or, like, have you seen this guy?
I
Have you seen
implored
you?
her to get out of the relationship, and guess what? She said something to him along those lines and ended up dead. So maybe
I don't know.
Maybe
Yeah,
I'll
but
call-
it's not
maybe-
the person's fault. That's
I'm not saying it's her fault, but she's also trying to say like that. Her she's shitting roses when maybe she should have just kept her mouth shut about it.
yeah. I mean,
She gave the right advice. It's just she didn't know the guy was a murderer.
Right.
Don't expect that a random dude's going to murder somebody.
Maybe you don't need to give people life advice like that.
Well,
If they're in an obviously horrible relationship, it's totally cool to be like, hey, maybe
Complete
think about
stranger.
breaking up with that piece of shit.
Okay.
if it's a younger female and that she's a female, she's saying, hey, like, get the fuck out of that
I
relationship.
bet she
Isn't he
won't do it again.
37?
I bet she won't do something like that again.
she certainly won't.
Yeah.
And of course, psychologists, now that they've seen all this footage from the body cams, John Walsh, they're saying that there's just telltale signs of an abusive relationship. She's hysterical, making excuses. She's clearly in a relationship with like a narcissist or someone who's gaslighting her, making her make excuses for the abuse that she's being given. It's her fault, OCD, all that kind of stuff. I mean, eyewitnesses say he was hitting her clearly, so that it was a toxic and abusive relationship. Pictures of the back of the van in disarray kind of tell that story too. So that's that. And finally, as I said, everyone who watches the news is on the lookout for this fucker. And Joy Reid, who has her own show on MSNBC, riled up Twitter, calling the media coverage of the Gaby Petito case another great example of missing white woman syndrome, which I guess I have pretty bad because I'm enthralled with this case.
You and a lot of the internet.
Of course, yes. Yeah. The syndrome is summed up by one professor of media and art and culture at New York University as, quote, white women occupying a privileged role as violent crime victims in news media reporting. So here's the clip of Joy right here.
Petito family certainly deserves answers and justice. But the way this story has captivated the nation has many wondering, why not the same media attention when people of color go missing? Well, the answer actually has a name, missing white woman syndrome, the term coined by the late and great Gwen Ifill to describe the media and public fascination with missing white women like Lacey Peterson or Natalie Holloway, while ignoring cases involving missing people of color. You know, I bring up this point because there's a case that's so similar. A journalist friend of mine, Derica, sent me this story about a young, about some other people that are missing. There's one guy whose name is Daniel Robinson. Daniel Robinson is a young black man. He's only 24 years old, 5'8", 165, black hair, brown eyes. That's his description. His dad has hired a private investigator to find him. He's missing part of an arm. He was last seen driving away from his job site in the Buckeye, Arizona desert on June 23rd. And his case struck me because it's very similar. He's missing in the same part of the world. It's a case that it has all of that same kind of sizzle, the sort of mystery of it. This young man who just goes missing.
That's totally different.
I never heard of it until this friend of mine sent it to me.
He left a job site. It's not being killed by your lover. That's a very different story.
Maybe you don't like the example.
There's a validity to the white women
Good
thing.
for her for pointing it out.
Well, sure, but that's a bad example.
That is a bad example.
Yes.
I agree with you. His story is completely separate.
Completely.
Yeah, but
Not as interesting.
she's right. I mean, definitely
besides the half an arm, that's interesting. He has
use the opportunity to call it out. I mean, there's nothing that we're just commenting on the fucking situation. She at least is moving it forward.
Yeah, I saw people were also trying to do like
indigenous women,
disappearing indigenous women, which Hard Factor has reported on before separately.
Man.
Yes.
So yeah, they're kind of. I was talking to you guys.
I don't know why you have to call it out like, oh, this story is getting too much attention, so now we have to focus on other stuff that we should have focused on before.
Because I think it's because missing indigenous women were like literally they're culminating towards their moment, which has been something that's been coming for a long time. It's coming a long time. Like people put a lot of hard work in.
Sure, but the Petitos are hurting right now, and their daughter's dead. So
yeah, you don't have to. Yes, both can
maybe
both can be true.
Relax.
Both can be true. Let's the attention for the Gaby Petito case is not necessarily a bad thing, especially if Brian Laundrie gets brought to justice. Mm-hmm. But there are also a lot of other cases that maybe people can continue to be energized about that are not,
Sure. We put out a video how many millions of views talk about this thing? Right. I mean, it's just the way people consume this shit. I mean,
we
good
talked
for them.
about
people
it
are
on
interested in it
Patreon
because it's a crazy murder story of lovers, and it's nothing like the story she referenced of a guy who got disappeared off his job site. It's totally different. It's lovers who went on a trip together, and sorry, Wesker.
And also because it's because it was her story is documented on social media through her Instagram, her posts, the body cam footage. It's kind of easier for us for you to get emotionally invested in this one.
The couple element of it, it's the Dateline special too. It's like pretty white girl. That Dateline loves that.
Damsel in distress, as they call it. Yeah, they love it. So there's some tweets that have come out, like this one that are for Joy and against Joy. This one, Dubs. I'm happy that Joy Reid opened the conversation for missing white woman syndrome. However, to really drive the point home, she should carve out some time in her show each day to cover the story of at least one person of color who is currently missing. Lead by example.
Exactly right.
And then,
if she wanted to cover missing indigenous women, or that guy she brought up, she
should
have covered it.
She did cover Daniel.
She covered it on that day as a response. But she should have covered it independently if she's really that into it.
She should have. And then this one from Keith Boykin, who said, if you only see racism when black people like Joy Reid call out racial bias, but never when people like Trump actually engage in racial bias, chances are you're the real racist. So that stirred people up. And then Kimberly Johnson, almost done, guys. Kimberly Johnson said, Joy Reid didn't dismiss. This is in response to Fox News saying that Joy Reid dismissed the focus of Gaby Petito. She said, Joy Reid didn't dismiss. She accurately pointed out that black and brown women go missing and no one says a thing. There's a difference, and Fox knows it, but they are a dangerous racist propaganda machine. And then Ginger says, I say Joy Reid is an idiot. Who agrees? So
Didn't do that well.
it's all. that
Yeah,
didn't do that
fuck
well.
Fox News for that bullshit ass tweet. Come on, bro.
Well,
We're
listen-
all just sitting here commentating. She took it a different direction. Good. For
And
her.
listen, to stir the pot, and I
Well,
don't,
I mean,
you know,
she was purposely trying to stir the pot, and
yeah,
she got the
nothing
attention
that-
she wanted.
Nothing
Right.
that we're saying is bringing that dude to justice any faster. So say whatever the fuck you want.
well, look, and there's racial bias in media too when it comes to other things. Like, you know, I'm just going to stir the pot, devil's advocate here. You know,
Well, right, like-
when a white guy gets murdered by the police, you don't hear about it, but when a black guy gets murdered by the police, you hear about it a lot more. So there's,
Well, you know what's
there's
interesting?
different things.
You know what's interesting? Have you guys ever seen that
What,
chart?
Pat? You don't agree with that? You're looking at your.
Well, what's the point of that? What's the
Well,
point
the
of
point of it
that?
is that there's
bring that
racial
up.
bias
Yeah.
in the media.
Well,
What?
yeah. Have you guys seen this?
You
chart?
don't get that?
Wes, I'm trying to say
Okay.
something that backs up your point here. Have
Okay.
you guys seen the chart of the term white supremacy and how often it's been used in the media? So it
Right.
took off in the last 2 years of the Obama term, and then it's been exponential use ever since. I think that's what Wes is talking about. Like, they sort of hammer certain things and don't give up on certain points.
So-
the use
yeah.
of the term white supremacy.
So race baiting
is
has
similar to
definitely
that.
been a thing in the media for a long time. Wes's point opens up a whole can of worms. Maybe they don't get shot as much by cops as
No,
well.
they
I don't know what that
they
was all
do
about.
get a lot.
Okay.
They do
Just
get they
move
cops do
Let's
get
move on. Let's
white
move on.
people. No, because you're dismissing it as a fallacy, but it's true that white people do get murdered by cops a lot too.
Okay.
They do. Look it up. I'm not
Sure.
for it or against it. I'm just saying it's true.
And I think the media selectively picks what they think is going to get the most attention.
exactly.
I don't know why. Okay.
To
Cool.
play devil's advocate, Mark, I didn't mean to offend anyone. I'm just saying there's racial bias on both sides. So that's what I'm saying.
For sure. The media
Okay.
stirs shit up,
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Joy Reid, great example.
as you just did.
Joy Reid and
I
Wes.
told you I was going to stir the pot.
What the fuck?
Yeah, but that's.
All right.
I think it's pretty
I feel
good.
like I'm on the damn Bajinho show with that bullshit.
Yeah, that was weird.
Huh?
It was
I don't know
not
about
weird.
that.
It was a good example of racial bias in the media.
Don't we have a sponsor we're about to lose that you want to read the ad for?
No, you guys are making it fucking weird.
Yeah, I don't see what's the problem with this conversation.
I don't know either. It's too heavy, I guess. I don't know. Guys, there's a lot going on in the world. The media is scaring you. Your neighbor's dog won't stop barking. Kids crying, whatever it is. Your ears can't always control the noise that goes into your ears, but your ears can't always control the noise that goes into them. But with Raycon's earbuds, you can pop those babies on and forget about that crying kid or dog next door. Put on some nice ASMR or something, some meditation, and boom, you're in a new world. I went on a little hike in the woods today with my Raycons, and I used the awareness mode where you can still hear what's going on around you, just in case someone was stalking me or something. Great peace of mind, and it's a great feature. And the new everyday earbuds look, feel, and sound better than ever with an improved rubber oil look and feel. Very comfortable and sleek, and optimized gel tips for the perfect fit in your ear. These are impressive before you even start listening. Oh, and that charging case, whoa, 8 hours of playtime, 32 hours of battery life, whoa. You get 3 new sound profiles just to make sure everything you're listening to sounds its best. Pure mode for podcast, balance mode for rock, heavy metal, bass mode for hip hop, EDM, reggae. There's also a built-in mic. You can take calls. Raycons start at half the price of other premium audio brands, but they sound just as good. And Raycons come with a 45-day happiness guarantee. Right now, Hard Factor listeners can get 15% off their Raycon order at buyraycon.com/hardfactor. That's buyraycon.com/hardfactor to save 15% on Raycons. Buyraycon.com/hardfactor.
Nice. All right, I've got a double botched surgery segment for you today, right? Everyone wants to feel comfortable in their own skin. Sometimes people will do things like get surgeries to make themselves look more desirable or feel better about themselves. That's fine, right? We all know about real-life Barbie, for example, Valeria Lukanievna. What's her name? That's her
Creepiest looking woman in the world.
There she is getting dolled up on the right. That's a human.
That's not a human.
That's a human on the right. Yeah, that's Valeria.
Really?
Are you
Yeah,
sure
she's had like ribs removed and
That's
shit, right? And, like,
crazy.
We've covered her before.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've seen it, yeah.
She claims she's never had a surgery.
It's not like when Wes accidentally thought that doll was a person.
It
no,
was a
this
person.
is actually
That was actually a person. Yeah.
Yeah, that, and then double flip back. It was actually a person at the end, Pat, on that one.
Pat, you got to get your glasses checked.
Yeah.
These coats were all off with you.
What?
The jackets.
You might need
the
some
Starship
contacts.
Troopers. Yeah, what?
Yeah, well,
Who? He's like, what, Wes? All right, and look, people should do whatever it is that makes them feel happy, right? Who are we to judge? But when you're talking about plastic surgery and body modification, if it's that important to you, maybe you shouldn't cut corners on expense and quality of doctor, right? That's probably something you shouldn't do. That's reasonable. Unfortunately for adult star, aspiring adult film star, actress, 26-year-old Carissa Raj-Paul, she did not heed that advice and got the cheapest Brazilian butt lift she could find from a mother and daughter team posing as doctors in California. And guess what? They weren't doctors. They were con artists preying on young women who wanted really, really big, high-lifted butts.
Smart idea, really.
It is.
yeah, what does it mean to be an aspiring adult actress? You just touch a dick on camera and you're there. You made it.
I'm pretty
That's
sure,
sad
Pat, what they
thought-
said
sad
is
thought, yeah.
your butt's too small. So
yeah, we
she had
could
to-
put you in porn.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
I know
So
this
she
great
was-
spot, this backyard.
She was going to get the roles after the. So here's 51-year-old Libby Adami and her 23-year-old daughter Alicia Gales. These are the fake doctors. Looks like Libby had some botched surgery as well.
Bad surgery on her face. Holy shit.
Yeah, maybe that's what this is, like a revenge.
yeah, it's
thing.
like It Follows. She's passing it along.
I don't know. So those two would offer discounted Brazilian butt lifts for cash-only clients who wanted to look like Coco Austin, whose butt does not quit, guys.
Are those
Ice-T's wife?
implants?
Yeah.
I don't know, but she won't even leave when Third Eye Blind's closing time is playing. That ass won't even leave. Don't ask it to stop and give it its goddamn respect. Look at that thing. That butt's like Rocky. It will not quit.
Yeah. Coco's
Where is
got
she?
The ultimate hourglass figure.
Wes,
Yeah.
you know who she's married to.
Who?
You know.
You know.
Ice tea, Coco?
Yeah,
Yeah, okay.
that's right.
You can do a little tea for us?
That's my girl. Quit talking about my girl's ass.
It don't quit.
It don't quit.
So that's the problem, though. Coco's butt is too good. Her and Alexis Texas, who is an adult film star, are raising the stakes and the butts. So Libby and Alicia made a fortune as fake doctors in L.A., the land of plastic surgery. The problem is, said LAPD Deputy Chief Alan Hamilton, these individuals have no medical training, they're not experienced, and they're putting people's lives and butts at risk.
He could have left it at, they're doing surgery in a backyard.
Yeah, they're not doctors, obviously. And that's exactly what happened on October 19th with the lives at risk. October 19th, 2019 to be exact, when the two quacks injected Carissa with a cocktail of substances and chemicals that caused her to suffer severe complications from the surgery on site. And then the evil mother and daughter then called the cops and left Carissa to die. They're like, someone's got a butt problem, and they left her. And
I think
she
she's
died.
got diarrhea. You should come check on her.
Yeah, and they took her to the hospital, and she died a couple hours later.
Wait, she died.
Oh yeah, yeah, and it's not the only person they think, because they were just like really not taking any caution. As a result, Libby and Alicia were arrested last month for this murder of almost 2 years ago, and police are looking into other potential victims who may have had loved ones disfigured or killed by the mother-daughter after undergoing the Brazilian butt lift from hell. So there's some broke dead people and some broke people with really weird shaped butts walking around LA thanks to this couple. Lock them up and throw away the key. The story hits a little close to home to me, so RIP to Carissa, because I can't help but feel a little responsible as I'm a big butts porn guy. I give all my clicks to the people probably with the big butts and the butt
People
lifts.
want big butts these days. And
I might need to reevaluate my my niche there or whatever, and maybe go petite. But then
Well,
that's
I'll tell you
that's
what.
probably eating disorders. I got to figure out something.
Mark,
like
I'll tell you what,
all-natural.
you've already
Yeah.
heard more about. Every time Coco's picture pops up, these girls are just devastated.
That's what I'm saying. I mean,
Coco's really the one that's it's like you could technically say Coco's at fault here.
She's also she's flirting with another genre, which is mature. She's almost into the mature.
yeah,
She's in it.
Hourglass
Coco.
cougar.
Coco's striking a few things on the list for me. But look, LA, and let me hear about this story. Internet comment section. How could he talk about it this way? She died, and maybe don't watch porn and annoy God because you're watching porn. And why is he smiling? Yeah, I get it. Whatever. All right. Next up in the
Why
double
are
Russian.
you laughing about stuff? Why are you laughing at the
smiling
news?
at the Brazilian butt lady died? Yeah, it's a comedy. The National Park lady tried to help. Yeah, exactly. Fuck off, is what I say. She didn't help at all because Gaby's dead. All right, and you know what? Next story. You know who Russian Popeye is, right?
No.
Okay.
I'm assuming he's. Wait, is he like Popeye, but he works on a nuclear sub?
No, he's 25-year-old Kirill Tereshin, a former soldier and MMA fighter that looks like this. I guess he was a Hulk Hogan fan because he got the biggest damn pythons, the 24-inch MegaMan arms, cannon biceps.
I drink my vodka.
Oh my God. He's like Mark McGuire in his prime.
Yeah. Did you see the biceps? They're a weird color.
They're
Like a
clearly not
different color.
natural. You're
I
onto something.
stand by my statement.
They're clearly not natural. When he was 20, he convinced a Russian doctor to perform a risky, unorthodox surgery. I have no idea where he could have found such a doctor in Russia, but the dude did this
Near a window.
Yeah. He injected him with petroleum jelly. That's all petroleum jelly in his arms. Take a look at this. I mean,
That's Vaseline.
it's like Vaseline.
Look how skinny his legs are.
Looks like he's got thighs attached to his shoulders, man.
You might notice he's missing some triceps too.
shit.
Look how ridiculous it is, though. That's like the arms I used to draw on fake comic book characters as a child. It's Captain Arms. It's the armadillo. You know?
I used to draw Ninja Turtles all the time. They would be so jacked.
Huge arms, right?
Oh man. So
Like this guy's.
I could see this. I could see this being practical if he was like doing niche hand job porn. Like if he was a hand job porn guy, I could see this making a lot of sense.
Or a gigolo of any sort of selling your body for this, or like it being on camera.
Gotta be arm related. You know what I
Right.
mean?
For
Crushing
sure.
like hands, crushing watermelons.
You'd have to
I
use
don't
those
know.
arms.
Maybe it was to psych out his MMA opponents. Like I said, he's an MMA fighter. Here's him standing off in his first match. Look at that.
How many
Come
extra
on, dude.
pounds does he have of petroleum jelly, though?
Jelly's light. He fights in the 145-pound division.
Such a disadvantage.
We gotta find the video of that fight.
Well, he lost by first round submission. But I bet when he tapped, the ring shook when he tapped.
Choked out his arm.
Hey, armbarred him.
Yeah.
Easy to get a hold of. He
looks
loses by armbar every time.
It looks like a boa constrictor
Someone
that
puts his
swallowed
finger
like
in it. Yeah.
a cat.
It does. Yeah, it looks like his arms are
It does look like a
digesting
boa.
snakes. Yeah.
So yeah, he's 0-1. So it turns out you're not going to believe this, but injecting that much petroleum jelly in your body is bad for
No
it.
way.
And now Kirill needs emergency surgery to make his arms normal again, or he will die soon. They already had to remove his triceps, which he's been walking. Look, as you can see here, he's been walking around with giant buys, no tries. They already took his triceps out.
Yeah, we can
Losing
get
the
you the
rest of his
buys,
body.
but we're gonna have to get the tries out of here. You
He's
cool with
just-
that? Even swapsies?
He's been walking around with no triceps.
In the end, he's just a
Huge
pair
buys.
of biceps.
No, it's okay.
He's got nothing left but the
Really,
biceps.
all I care about is the buys. You can,
It's just a head with biceps, like as legs walking around.
It's so funny. He did say that he regrets getting the surgery when he was 20, saying that he was young, dumb, and full of KY jelly, and that's why he's scared and grateful that real doctors now are willing to help try and save his life. So good luck to him. Good luck, Kirill. Hope you get the surgery you need, and good luck to anyone out there getting surgery today or in the near future.
Do you think that the doctor that approached him for this was like he pitched him like a Russian Captain America storyline? Where he was like, look, I'm going to inject your arms and you're going to become such a badass. Like, you're going to be so much more powerful. You're going to get laid constantly. Like,
I want you to look at the concept art.
maybe he even like told him it was magic serum,
Yeah,
you know?
right.
Like,
I don't know, man. It's that whole clout rap thing that was like kicked off by the face tattoo and just kind of sailed into a really bizarre section the other day when that Mexican rapper got gold chains surgically implanted into his head.
oh, right. Or there was a famous rapper in the U.S. that also had the head.
Right. Well, yeah.
Head jewel.
Yeah,
Forehead
Lil
jewel.
Uzi Vert as a head jewel, but I went on this rapper. I forget his name. That's my point. It's not even worth saying the guy's name because I don't even fucking remember it. But he had like 6,000 streams, and it's not working anymore. It's bad.
But
Anyway,
he got it. But he got jewelry implanted into his body.
It's surgically implanted into his scalp.
Everyone's one-upping each other. The arms is funny.
So do it for the TikTok, guys. Guys, I want to talk about our partner, Laithwaite's Wines. Laithwaite's is awesome. I don't know if you guys know this about me or Mark or Will. I know that Wes enjoyed wine back in his day, but I don't know if he was a wine guy. But the three of us,
I was.
he was. The three of us and Wes all enjoyed wine. Mark, Will, and I specifically had a wine bar, and we got a taste for the finer things, which is very cool. We had a mentor in wine, and it was kind of our trade for a while. And when Laithwaite sent us a box from their wine subscription package, I was really surprised. I opened it up, and there was a bunch of DOC stuff, some really high-end Italian stuff, some varietals and vineyards that I hadn't heard of before. I wasn't skeptical about it because I'd heard great things. When I opened the wine, it was really fantastic. And this is stuff you really can't get other places because Laithwaite's will go and hook it up. They'll develop relationships with the vintners, with the vineyards, and the wine houses, and then they'll put it in a box and ship it to your door. It's pretty awesome. For over 50 years, Laithwaite's has been delivering wine the right way, from people who love making it to the people who love drinking it. And with a Laithwaite's wine subscription, you can say goodbye to boring, overpriced bottles of meh and bonjour to new wines from the hottest emerging wine regions around the world. The Bee's Knees, that's what I'm loving for the Hive. It's a zingy, thrilling South African white wine.
It's got bees on the bottle, Hive.
You can't beat it. From Journey's End, which is a small family-run estate, it's perfect for people who are tired of drinking the same old. Fans of New Zealand, Sauvignon Blanc will love the ripe tangerine, apricot, pear, and pineapple subtle spice. So I seriously recommend you guys check this out. Each box includes tasting notes, food pairing tips, and serving inspiration. Subscriptions are flexible. There's no commitment to continue. You can cancel anytime. So if you want to get into vino, I highly recommend it. And as a guy who knows his wine, the box that they sent us is awesome, and I'm going to continue the subscription. And we've been enjoying it over here. So if you guys want to get in, here's all you got to do. You got to text 60. I'm having trouble reading this. With
Text
my
hard.
Text hard to
hard.
64,000, right?
Yeah, hard. You got to text hard. You got to sext hard to 64,000. Do that now. Get 6 amazing bottles of wine, plus 2 bonus bottles, and some stemless wine glasses.
And then text it to your wife or girlfriend or boyfriend. Hard!
Hard. Yeah, $49.99. You just gotta
keep it going.
Text hard to 64,000 to get this special offer. Text hard to 64,000. It's $49.99. 6 bottles plus the wine glasses. It's a delight. Hard to 64,000. Terms apply. Available at laithwaites.com/terms. Okay.
That's the shit right there.
I know we're running long, but that's, it doesn't change the fact that
It's time for the TikTok International Moment.
Yep.
Oh, we weren't going to get to it.
No, we're here, guys. A lot of you might not know this about me because I don't talk about it often, but I'm actually part Swiss. My mother's father's side. And growing up as a boy, when we'd make our annual summer trip to visit my great Graham Grossi at her Alpine chalet, every year my Grossi would share a different old Swiss adage with us while we whittled clogs around her maypole. And I can't remember them all, but
Mostly
there was
about pacifism, I would imagine.
Yeah, you'd think that, but they were a little bit more specific.
Cheese or chocolate.
About pacifism. There was one that stuck with me more than the others, and I can still remember it like it was yesterday. My great-grand Grossi would say, and this is just a loose translation, but she would say, if you're going to get the word warrior tattooed on your forehead, then you must take extra special care when playing erotic choking games with your partner, especially if you're up to your eyeballs in debt, and even more especially if your partner in those erotic games happens to be a British heiress who's paying all your bills, because they will find the body and they will know it's you, and no matter how erotic you claim the games to be, you'll go down for it. Now,
it's good advice from
I know.
Grossi.
Great advice.
I know.
I know who's back here.
Yeah, and that was me paraphrasing, but it was something along those lines.
Yeah.
And guys, if this sounds familiar, that's because it is. Because the German bouncer and face tattoo enthusiast Marc DirtyWhite.
Yes, Dirty White.
Marc DirtyWhite
back, boys. Marc
loves
DirtyWhite
cocaine.
is back. Yeah. The 32-year-old Mark Schlatzel, who a.k.a. Pure Cocaine, he's on trial this week in Switzerland for the death of a 22-year-old multi-million-dollar British racehorse heiress named Anna Reid. And DirtyWhite says that it was an erotic game gone wrong, and authorities say it was because he was in debt for around $54,000 and killed her for the money. Oh, yeah. So, stunningly beautiful woman. And
she was.
She
was beautiful. Jeez.
Insanely beautiful. Just nuts hot. And multimillionaire, 22-year-old, and the 32-year-old deadbeat dad, whose name, as I said, means pure cocaine. They connected in Thailand back in 2019 before jet-setting around Europe in a story that, even with the terrible ending, has men everywhere setting up Google price alerts for Bangkok in the hopes that they, too, can maybe get picked up by an out-of-their-league lottery ticket but not murder her.
Well, hopefully they don't become a sociopath like Marc DirtyWhite.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, it's tough. It's tough.
Didn't he admitted to the murder now? Because the first update was he said it was a sex game, and I think the jig is up. Like, he finally was like, okay, yeah, I guess it was murder.
He's sticking with the sex game.
Sticking with it? Okay.
Question about the alleged sex game. He said, I put a towel around her neck and started kissing her, but she wanted more, so I put my hand on the towel and I pushed, and before I knew it, she was dead, and her bank account was my bank account.
Right. And he also hid her credit card. They found it in, like, the upper, like, vent. He took her credit card and hid it in the vent, and then they found it, and he's like, oh, yeah, I did that as a joke.
Oh, that was just a joke. I'm just joking.
It's a classic Dirty White trick, you know? Yeah. He's, like, not phased at all that she's dead in the room. Like, he's just...
I bet he wished he met my Grand Grossi, who, along with most of Switzerland, is expecting a pretty quick trial here because it says warrior on his forehead. All right, let's now.
Yeah, but how's that work in Switzerland? Does he get like 3 months for this? Like,
I think the maximum's 8 years or something. I think we looked at it's like 10 years or less maximum for first degree murder over there.
Dirty White will be back at it again.
Yeah, he'll be 40. He'll be out in the streets at age 40.
Oh, perfect for Dirty White.
Yeah,
that'll be great for his kids, too. They'll have a dad again. Okay, let's take it to Croatia for a story from an absolute liar and from an absolute dog shit paper. The New York Daily News is reporting a mystery woman in her 60s has been discovered by a Croatian fisherman on Tuesday, and the woman, who doesn't remember how she got there or who she is, was reportedly sitting on an outcrop of rocks off the island of Kirk, missing a vowel. The woman is reportedly speaking perfect English and has no memory of how she got there or why she was sitting on a rock in the Croatian Sea. 14 members of Croatia's apparently very busy mountain rescue service were able to reach her after driving and then hiking a mile to where she was, officials told the outlet. Here's a photo of the woman.
Whoa.
She's
kind of bloody there.
She's pretty bloody. Looks like she took a knock on the nose. But
those like the plot of Overboard.
Injuries are minor. She was dehydrated, and she does not remember her identity, as I said, or how she got there. But looking at the bright side, at least she won't have anything to compare Croatia to.
She could be a millionaire.
Oh, man.
She has no idea
that would suck if she was
what not Croatia is.
Okay. But she's speaking English?
Yeah, perfect English. It's a fucking lie. I bet she's got a TikTok. I bet it's going to come out next week that she's got a fucking TikTok. All right, guys, finally, Pope Francis has acknowledged his increasingly vocal conservative critics, saying that their nasty comments were the work of the devil, adding that some wanted to be dead. And this is after his recent intestinal surgery that removed 33 centimeters of his large intestine, or 1 centimeter for every 1,000 children that were molested by authority figures in his organization, and then shifted between parishes systematically to confuse and subvert justice for their child victims. Amen. But seriously, who gives a fuck what this guy says or does? If you're the Pope for longer than it takes to say, No thanks. I don't want to be the president of those folks. Then you've been the Pope for that many seconds too long. Still alive, quipped Francis. I personally might merit attacks and insults because I'm a sinner, but the church doesn't deserve this. It's the work of the devil, he said. And to that I say, really, Frank? That's the work of the devil? You're going to make this about you right now? And that's going to do it for Hard Factor. Thank you guys so much for listening. Have a great fucking day.
Pope Meus,
I'll get scratching.